Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Hit like, hit subscribe. I'm going to play a loop that I've made. I'm going to showcase a new VST synth that I've been using. Free, it's wild, and I'm going to get into it. So, 145 BPM, here we go. Lovely. So, without it, pretty simple. Take the ride out, soloed. Don't like the piano, can't play it. We're using Rosa. 6 steps randomized. The VST we're talking about is by Dawesome. I've only recently come across that brand. And this is Cyclop, which is free. That spun me out too. I'm not going to deep dive too much into it. I haven't been living with it for long, but it looks like it can be quite complex, which is great because it, capabilities extend, more possibilities. What I like about it, with how I've been using it so far, is even though it's quite deep and complex, the presets are great. And I was reading on the website, it's 125 presets are there, which can be categorized, and they're all, carefully created by different sound designers, which is the same with most presets, but there's a bit of detail about that which I found interesting. And very quickly, when you start manipulating different parameters, you'll see what I'm talking about. It seems that when you hover over anything in there, you'll get the description down the bottom. So, for example, I'm on the question mark dice. Down the bottom, underneath the piano roll, it's basically saying choose a random preset from a current selection. And then we can randomize parameters, and you can hold it longer for more changes. That I love. That's obviously seems to be quite standard now in all these VSTs. So when we click browse here, all 125 come up in the side, but you can sort of filter below. So this one here is no processing externally. This preset is FM Timpanist. So very quickly, you can play with this. Let's get it out of the way. And you can automate all this, obviously. You can really squeak this thing and go a bit lower. If you're automating that stuff, let's do that. Actually, that's excited me a little bit. So you can, if you start mucking around with it, you get that Lanacore shit going. It's out of the box. It's a preset, for fuck's sake. So I haven't played with it for too long. I've only used it in a session or two, and it hasn't made like a final track. I haven't finished anything with it. But you'll see here in the sections we've got ARP, oscillator, filter, FX, mod. So you can stack this as much as you like. You can turn each place on or off. Then you can go in and really hone in on the modifications. It's like modular stuff. Browse. As I said, this is what I like about it. So even though we've got the 125 here, which isn't a lot, and we can just pump through them, we can filter. So let's say drum. Oh, so if I click on drum, we've got 5 there. Oh, that was a drum preset too. Let's listen. Randomize. You can randomize this preset. Now how's this? This I haven't seen before. You can't see the mouse, but I'm holding the dice click down, and you can see here it randomizes parameters, but the older you longer, the more it changes. That's unreal, because I would use that in a live resampling. There's the hair. I'd use that in a live resampling scenario to get that live change. That's actually a really good way to feel out the preset. Like, I know you could keep hitting random, but it sounds like it's going to evolve as you hold it down, which is what I'm doing again now. And then get it to a pocket and, you know. You know, then tweak accordingly. Oh, there's presets on this. I didn't know that. I just fluked that. Then obviously, how this is going to sound is also going to be how it's being driven. So whether you're using chords or you're drawing something in, you know, I'm keeping it pretty 4/4 techno really, but you know, if we sort of take a few steps out, you know, we can go into, say, synth. A bit more generic, but we can tweak this. Okay, let's do that. Nice. I'd resample that straight into a bass kick. I'll try to get that to a rumble, that's for sure. So that's one preset that I started with. Here's another one that I didn't mind, so we'll turn this one on. This one here was the steroid. A bit more shorter, and I upped this to 8 steps just to make it a bit more interesting. It's quite thin and tinny, but I like it because it's so snappy. What I've been leaning towards is that automation. I've been finding these parameters here that I'm changing, because I have been using this in a more melodic sense, as you can sort of hear the two presets that I've chosen. They sit nice, but then I've been really automating just to sort of tweak it a bit further. And I haven't been going too crazy on the automation. I'm not going to automate like 5, 6 different things. I'm finding that 1 or 2 things that are really making it move the most, and then just automating them pretty subtle. Like if I found that pocket moving like that, yeah. In conjunction with another one. Well, then I'll just pick 2 and draw them in. You know, then you can add, like I know we've got Rosa going, but you can tweak scales. And I haven't been using it for that. I'm not getting that deep with this. I don't want to. Even when I'm using it, not just this video. But obviously, you can then go on. And even in the effects, you can add and then choose even more. So, for example, let's say we turn that off. We can then add, oh, sorry, that's the effects to start. So we can't smart EQ, I haven't used that yet. But then let's say we go to loophole, that sounds good. It is good. Yeah, if you tweak that, that'd definitely be nice. And then we can change all these as well. There's presets here. Shimmer. Then back to browse, and you can change. Obviously, you can go up here and get into it from there. But I do like having this. It reminds me of Massive, where we can just literally take our pick narrow it down. That's a bit low. But yeah, I probably wouldn't choose something here just because it might just be way too limited with the 125. Yeah, let's turn to 2 effects. Let's get out of that. I've been using it for Sims mostly, but it's cool that... Yeah, this is going to be drained, so it's going to be too low. Atmos. The drum were good. There wasn't many, but that first one I started with was drum, and then this one I started getting some good results from. Then here you can turn extra parameters on. You can have complete control of the envelope. You can go back into the ARP, turn that on. It's really deep. This is, I came across it from Brock. Shout out to Brock. He's an amazing producer, an amazing sound designer. He is the one who created the cinematic techno pack, sample pack for Green Fetish. And I saw him using it. I asked what it was, and it turned out to actually be free. So I got it right away. And he gets really detailed when he's sound designing and getting into his synthesis. So I knew it was going to be pretty good, to be honest. I probably came in when I downloaded it and started using it already a bit biased because I knew he was using it, and I really respect, you know, his production and skill level. But I've jumped in. I've used it from a synth point of view. At least starting there with a sequencer and then just tweaking the parameters accordingly. What I do love is holding the random dice to let that evolve because you can resample that live. The parameters are really good to automate. You just get a little bit of movement pretty quick. What I've never seen before in a plugin, personally, is I'm going to do this live. Let's solo this. So what I might do is I might change the sound. Let's get out of this. Bear with me, it'll be worth it. I want something a bit more, just give me a sec. Alright, so nah, it's too soft, mate. I'll use this, but you can use it with anything. When I was checking this out, this button here, I've never seen that symbol before. Drag from here to get the last played note as a WAV file. Spun me out. So I'm going to press play and I'll show what happened. I'm just going to click down on it. Let's do this on a few. You guessed it, at live samples, one shots. Boom. Boom. So, quite short, obviously. I've never seen a synth that you can live sample from within it. Like, I resample shit all the time, but from within it. And the ease of that was ridiculous. I've literally just held it and dragged it. Now, that's going to be empty. What I do want to work out is how I can... It's going to have a preset. It says when you hover over it, note or notes. So I'm wondering how I can record it maybe for longer. It sounds like you probably could. I haven't read the manual on this, but I am going to get into that. Because if you can just record it, if you could just drag out your own sample, like a bar of it, I think that's just fucking genius. Either way, what would I do with this? So we've got a one shot. It's really short. Nonetheless, though, and I know there's not that much to work with, but nonetheless, I would still make use of it. I wouldn't just, drag that into simpler, which is now here, and I've got Rosa just talking. Let's mute. Understand it's not melodic. I've just thrown it in Rosa, so I could turn that off. Having a short synth shot like that, that's how I use them. I'll throw it in MIDI and just see what it sounds like, because you can, if you get the piano roll out, it's maybe a bit too short, too white and noisy, but pretty cool that you can just sample it straight out of the VST. No lag, no nothing, just straight out of it. Amazing. So, I like it. I'm using it. Straight out of the bat, presets are good. Parameters are really easy to control. You get a lot of movement pretty quick. I don't normally deep dive too much into my synthesis unless I'm purposely trying to do something. I love randomness. So for me, this is great. To go further than that, that is there as well, which I like. So if I'm having a sound design session or something like that, I am going to explore this a lot more. It's free. There's a link below. Enjoy it. Check out the rest of their products. It looks like they got some pretty cool ones. I'm going to do the same. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like it. Hope you use it. We'll speak to you soon. Thank you.